Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To some of you and peace to the rest of you. This is Black Horse Son and Black In again, asking you to hit that like button, asking you to hit the share button even before you hit like or subscribe. You already know what it is. I told you before, multiple times. Look, first I want to thank my subscribers, because without my subscribers being who they are, my comment sections underneath every video will be like the comment sections underneath other people's videos. Major nigga shit, all kind of misspellings, run-on sentences, no punctuation, in addition to the ignorance of the comments therein. I don't have that. I don't expect everybody to agree with me, but I don't have the foolish, ignorant ass nigga shit that I see in other comment sections. And I ain't got the trolling either. That's important to me. But, and also to my subscriber, Don Calypso, I can't thank you enough. You know what you did, appreciate that. Maybe you didn't want me to say your name out, throw it out there like that, but hey, look, you earned you earned the fame. Dwight Hayes, I'm still waiting to hear your story. If you put out a video and you send me the link, I'm all on it, I'll listen. The reason why I'm waiting to hear it is something that I'll tell you after you put yours out. Also, I want to go ahead and say to George Macon, listen, Mr. Macon, you mean well, and I thank you for it. Mr. Macon, you want to build a community that has been oppressed. You never side with the oppressor. This is commendatory. This is more than most people of any moral persuasion would do. Muslim, Christian, or Jewish, many people have a tendency to side with the oppressor and to kick the victim while they're down. And this makes them cowards, subhuman hypocrites. You're not one of them. In a normal situation, I would want to do what you're doing. The problem is that Tyrone Muhammad is as important as he might be in the community, especially when there's a need for some sort of self-defense. Tyrone Muhammad is a necessity to save the community, that is true, but Tyrone Muhammad is also unappreciated. He was betrayed. Tyrone Muhammad exposed something like a litmus test does. He meant well, but this is exactly what exposed something. The fact is that he went into the nail shop. There should not have been any black women in there to begin with. They should have already been gone. And when he said what he was doing, he told the sisters to come on out because he was there to protect them. He busted the windows. 2 black women arrested him. This is war. When you are in war, you do not subvert your side, you subvert the enemy's side. What they disapprove of, you approve of, and what they approve of, you disapprove of. That's how that works. Militancy. 2 black female officers pulled up and they arrested him. Now, maybe they had to, but if they arrested him, if they pulled up in the first place, I would have tried to whisper a deal with him, get him to openly and loudly say on recording that he saw the perpetrator running a certain way, take a description down, and act like I didn't know that he had smashed the windows. I would have done that. But I guess they had to do it, but even still, this is war. At some point, black women are going to have to betray white zaddy, and they're not doing that yet. They're just not. They'll protest, but they're not betraying white zaddy. And when I say betray, I don't even mean that it's actually betrayal. I mean, they're not doing something for which white zaddy would accuse him of treachery and betrayal. This is what is wrong. Maybe black men are, maybe black men are not. I'm not sure. What I do know is that the real solution, Mr. Macon, was repatriation decades ago. And this is why they put Marcus Garvey in prison. This is why they went after Marcus Garvey, why they even started the FBI in part to go after people like Marcus Garvey, why they used people that worked with him who knew he was innocent to lie on him, get him convicted, throw him in prison, then deport him back to Jamaica. This is why they did what they did, sir, because repatriation was the solution. You take yourself out of their equation. We are food for the system of white supremacy, we black folks. And within the community, thinking black men who mean well like you and I are food for the ratchet bitch who's going to turn around and breed only with the worst niggas out there because they got swag. And then tell you that if you're a real man, you'll raise they babies. Now, I understand that you are married to a single mom, or you were married to a previous single mom. And I'm not even accusing her of being that way because I haven't met her. So this is not about her yet. If I found out she was that way, yeah, I'd point the finger at her too, but I haven't found this out. But as a pattern within the community, that is exactly what's going on. And what we need, Mr. Macon, is the same way that brothers and sisters should have taken our black asses out of that plantation America and let white folks deal with them hurricanes and stuff without us. That very same way, at least those of us who could have should have done it. That very same way, sir, now brothers who are thinking black men like you have looked, and this is what BGS is talking about. He's older than you and me. BGS was once like you. I was once like you. And BGS has said, it ain't gonna work. Black women ain't gonna listen. This has been going on for decades, for generations. And I'm saying that because they ain't gonna listen when we're right, we can't afford this. It would be nice if all they needed was for us to show some leadership. When we do it, they don't back us up. That's the issue. And because of that, sir, because that's the problem, we simply cannot afford to keep on going, trying to get them to come on board. The ones of them that are going to come on board, they're already married to some good black man somewhere. They already are. And they've been married since they were in their 20s. But many others, they just ain't. They're just not. And you were saying that if that black woman has to go to another man to get things that they need, then at the end of the night, the head you getting is the head that other man should be getting. I beg to differ for this reason. Number one, other women in other parts of the world know that the men are in charge, and that includes their poor men, sir. This is understood. Now, if a wealthy woman cannot listen to a poor man, then she simply does not marry him. But there's not this disrespect and this contention all the time like what you and I see. This is known. This is understood. If a man is poor, but he is a husband, then he's the head of the house. Maybe he needs to listen to her, but he also needs to make the final decision because there's no way she's going to take responsibility for it anyway. So it might as well be in his hands. This is understood. A man's manhood does not depend on him being rich. Most people in the world, men or women, are not rich. Everybody understands this except the Western bitch, black or white. They don't, to them, you only listen to the rich man. You only listen to the tall man. You only listen to the man with muscles. That's it. He has to be darn near perfect. You only listen to Superman. And even in the movie, when Superman had to fly back to where Krypton used to be and then fly back to Earth, Lois Lane didn't listen to him no more. At all. Even then, because he had to go and do something away from home for a while. And the fact is, sir, we don't have to be Superman for a ratchet bitch to have to listen to us. We don't have to sit up here and make sacrifices they would not make. I'm sorry, but you even got black women up here now sitting up and saying, look, we need to reassess what we've been telling these men. You all talking about don't get with no man and he's struggling. You tired of struggle love, but you got men dating you when you struggling. You can find a man when you struggling, but you mad because you got some men out there that are struggling. You got a woman out there, I forgot her name, Shaliqua, I forgot how she pronounces her name or something like that. And she said this. So the thing is, sir, is that black women in America and in the West in general, they keep moving the goalpost. Whatever you do, they want more. At the end of the day, are there women worth fighting for? They are. They're not in the nail salons to begin with, sir. They're not there. They're not out there buying weaves to begin with. They're just not out there doing that stuff. They're worth fighting for, but they're not doing that stuff. We don't need to get out there and break bricks to prove to them that we're men. We don't have to do it. At the end of the day, the fact is that the black woman has looked and seen the same thing other women in the world have looked and seen. The white man is the financial alpha. The black man is the physical alpha. She's mad because she can't get both in one guy. That's all it is, sir. So whichever one you have, she's going to get on you about what you're lacking. At the end of the day, I'm talking about the majority. I'm glad you found someone. I truly am. I want it to stay good like that. You've agreed to raise someone else's baby, so you did it on your own. You weren't coerced into it. You weren't told you don't have no other options. You ain't getting this pussy unless you do it. Okay, fine. But understand this. For a guy like me, a thinking black man, Because of my phenotype alone, that's exactly what I was told was going to be the only deal I could expect. I was told this about 2001, and it was reiterated to me later on that for me, even when women liked me, they were going to wait until they had ruined their market value to come back to me. I was told to expect this indirectly through college and indirectly in 2001, a few months before 9/11, that summer before 9/11. That's what I was told, sir. Other black men have been told or shown the same thing. And it's perfectly okay for them to get these passports, get the skills, save a little money, and fit the guck out of America, not just the black community, but out of America, period, and go to other black communities elsewhere. It is perfectly okay for this to happen. Repatriation was the solution a long time ago. We didn't do it. Now you got some brothers that are saying, okay, we gonna repatriate, but you know what? Sisters, you coming or you ain't coming? Oh, because it's backwards over there because they ain't got no running water, electricity. You sure that they don't have this stuff? Okay, bye. What it really comes down to is the reason why brothers are getting passports and sisters are only traveling, visiting, coming back to the States, and brothers are looking to actually move elsewhere and start families or communities elsewhere is because sisters know that anywhere else they go, they have to listen even when that man is poor, and that's not something they're willing to do. End of story. Nothing else. I hope that this has been a benefit. Assalamu alaikum. Black Heart signing, black out.